followed by multiple
You look
students
at
and a
every
parent
other kid, they
talking
have
about
no
life
car to
before
go.
AIDB.
All the friends that we've, had in public school, they're all driving cars now.
The teacher being hearing, we didn't have direct communication with the teacher.
We were trying to figure out what we were going to do when he was little, and public school couldn't offer him what he needed. I don't know what I would have done without AIDB.
AIDB logo appears on screen. As Dr. Massieu begins speaking, we see a teacher and student signing, an AIB worker sewing, and ASB students playing
The
drums.
Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind is the most comprehensive program serving individuals who are deaf and blind
Followed by
in the
shots of
country.
students at every campus.
We have the Alabama School for the Deaf, the Alabama School for the Blind, the Helen Keller School. We serve
FBA's Gentry
individuals who
students
are
in the
adults
Assistive
in
Technology
the
Lab.
Gentry Technical Facility. We also have the
And a
Alabama
student
Industries
at
for the
arena
Blind.
riding a horse.
The Mariana Green Henry Special Equestrian Program, and there are also 8 regional centers statewide.
Speaking is Colin Connor Howell.
AIDB
Students,
is a
ASB.
place for kids with any kind of disability to learn how to thrive in life.
They have
Jimmy Siago,
everything
father, Jacob
here
Siago,
to work
Helen Keller
with the
student.
kids, and Jacob's accomplished it all.
Our goal is to make sure that they have the right technology and the right training and the right supports and the right opportunities to see that whatever it is they want to do, they can do it and they can succeed.
Danielle Nunley, parent.
I learned
Hazel
about
Nunley,
AIDB through
early
Hazel's
intervention
pediatrician.
student.
He said, you need early intervention. Now
Scenes of
you
Hazel
can
interacting
talk to
with her
her
early
and say her
intervention
name,
teacher.
and she will follow light. She will roll over. She will smile when she hears your voice. AIDB has helped me to learn that there is endless amount of things that Hazel will be able to do.
Scene of Jacob Siago.
The school
class with his
allows
teacher.
him to be able to have his independence.
Miss Phyllis Clopton, former
When I went to
student,
Gentry
AIB employee.
and I learned Braille, at first I thought it was difficult, but the teacher was very nice and she was blind
See a mobility
also.
student
And
using
then
his cane.
she taught me how to use
And
the
another
cane.
student in cooking class.
And then I also had cooking class. And that's how I learned to be independent.
Mark Wallace,
It's
ASD
inspiring
student.
because they care about my future and they want me to be successful like they were.
Mr.
And I
Patrick
always want to
Robinson,
bring everyone
executive
here
director,
to AIDB
Gentry.
and show all the opportunities and explain how their children can have normal opportunities just like everyone else, just like I've had. I would show them all the activities, the academic
Followed by quick scenes of
programs,
students
really show
playing,
them everything
working,
that's
and learning
here, and that
at
would
various
help the parents to
AIDB
truly
campuses.
believe that their kids can do it.
When I grow up,
Clarice Kelsey,
I want to be a
student,
parade
ASB.
leader. Woo! Maybe a
Claire playing in
baker.
gym and on
I'm
playground.
gonna bake some donuts and ice cream and some yummy beignets.
Sherry
She
Skills,
doesn't know there
Claire's mom.
could be things she couldn't do. Really, she doesn't even ask because she wants to be a singer, a dancer, a race car driver, a parade leader, a baker. But she can do whatever she wants to do. And I think she will.
As the video draws to a close, we see several scenes of students playing and interacting on the different campuses of AIDB.
My name is Connor Howell. I'm a student at the Alabama School for the Blind, and my opportunities are limitless.
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 I'm deaf blind and I'm limitless.
Mr. Patrick Robinson, signing.
AIDB, deaf, blind, limitless.
And we end on a logo of AIDB that reads, Deaf, Blind, Limitless.
It takes a community to succeed. One built with love, hard work, caring and understanding. One rooted in history and a community that continues to defy expectations and shock a world.
I guess our
Our journey started about 3 years ago when we started the adoption process. We were matched with our daughter, Geethika, and she had hearing loss. When we picked her up, she was very scared. It was hard. She didn't know what was happening. Who were these people? Why were they taking me? And once we got home, I realized that it must be very scary for her. There was no way to explain to her that we had to take her brother to school or that we needed to go to the grocery store. We started working with the ENT in Birmingham, Dr. Woolley, and we started thinking about doing implants. During that process, I was connected with AIDB, and she set me up with Tamara, who started coming to our house twice a month. And the services that she provided was beyond just learning sign language and ways to communicate. It was like they became part of our family. She was able to show me ways so that Geethika could understand what was going on. She has become a very take charge, big personality. And without AIDB, I don't think we would be where we are today.
2015, it didn't turn out so well. Early in January, I was traveling out to Colorado and New Mexico on a consulting trip, and I felt a sinus infection coming on. As the trip progressed, I became worse. I was in a coma basically for about 2 months. I had something called deep cavernous sinus thrombosis, which is basically a blood clot right above your eyes, and when it went septic, it took my optic nerves, and so I lost my sight completely. And so coming out with the kind of the physical challenges and also being blind was quite an experience for me. And I finally was able enough to come in and come up to Birmingham to the AIDB Regional Center and to take some assistive technology courses because I had to use a computer in order to continue my consulting business. And I was able to do that with the assistance that I got here from AIDB.
My life as a kid, it was pretty normal. But the 4th grade, I walked into class one day. So one day I looked up, I couldn't see the clock, but I had to focus on it for about 5-10 seconds for me to finally see it. My condition is RP, which stands for retinitis pigmentosa. Is where I have lack to none central vision, but excellent peripheral vision. And my resource teacher was telling me about this school in Talladega called the Alabama School for the Blind. And she was like, there, you'll get all the opportunities that you want. Athletics, academics, and other opportunities. I pretty much made this place my home before it became my home. I'm a very athletic kid. I always love sports. ASB has not only helped me athletically, it's also helped me academically.
I was born deaf, and also I have retinitis pigmentosa. I would visit home every month, and I went, when I was at Gentry, I learned how to read Braille in about 6 months' time. And that's when I learned about Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. And I was very interested in Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. They helped me look for a job stocking in the store at Fort Rucker. And that's how AIDB has really helped me become successful.
This community refuses to let adversity stand in their way. They aren't limited by what society thinks their potential is. There are almost 25,000 people inspiring us all. By overcoming challenge, they define who they are. This community is supported by an institution that is the most comprehensive education, rehabilitation, and service program in the country. The Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind is there for people of all ages. They define themselves by supporting deaf and blind children and adults on a journey that can lead to a life without limits. Across the state, the community grows and succeeds. From its campuses in Talladega and 8 regional centers spreading from the coast to the mountains, AIDB continues to transform how Alabamians with disabilities can change their world and ours.
AIDB is Alabama. It's kind, it's compassionate, it's respectful, it has high expectations. It knows that with the right attitude and with the right training, people can do whatever they want to do in their life. Their future is truly limitless.
AIDB gave our little girl the gift of confidence.
AIDB is to me a real lifeline back to my life and a productive career.
I thank God for AIDB because if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'll be.
AIDB means to me connecting me to my church and my community.
They are making their community better. They are honoring the history of their past. They are making us better. They are making Alabama better. AIDB.
Deaf,
blind,
limitless.
Joe Tom Armbruster was a well-known farmer in Talladega County, where his wife Jan taught art at the Alabama School for the Deaf for 30 years.
In 2015, at age 67, Joe Tom passed away, but a family friend wanted to make sure his memory lived on. The friend's generous $1 million gift paved the way for a special project at the Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind.
The Joe Tom Armbruster Agricultural Center officially opened in September 2019, just before COVID forced AIDB to make adjustments. But finally, the Ag Center is welcoming students from the Institute's 3 Talladega campuses for lessons in farming and life skills.
When it comes to agriculture, the best way to learn is to get your hands dirty. That's true for all students, whether they speak English verbally or through American Sign Language, and whether they can easily see the task at hand or have to feel their way through it.
I benefit because my class is often not even really seen as class. They think we're coming to have fun, and it's really a work skill that we want to accomplish.
Rachel teaches at the Helen Keller School, one of 3 campuses at the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind, for students in grades pre-K through 12. That means making the Ag Center accessible is paramount, and it's not always easy.
Ag is never finished, accessibility is never finished, and it's going to be a process, and there's a lot to learn from that process. We just recently got the funding for the plasticulture. This is our first year to use that approach, and there's lots of advantages, but one of the reasons that I like it is when we're working with a student with visual impairments, contrast. It breaks up the sea of either grass or dirt, and allows the green of the plant really got to pop against that black background.
The Agricultural Center is a fully functioning farm with a large teaching barn. Students plant and care for food crops in the field. They learn about animal agriculture as they collect eggs from the chicken coops. And instructors demonstrate how to use and fix machinery like tractors and planters. According to his nephew, the Joe Tom Armbruster Agricultural Center is a fitting tribute to the memory of its namesake.
Joe Tom was a lifelong learner. He farmed his entire life. He and my dad were partners, and I know that he would be proud of what's going on here. To have a chance to teach these kids, where their food comes from and how important agriculture is to us, and the science and the math and the technology that's behind it all, it's really rewarding.
While Rachel's students may see and communicate differently than sighted and hearing people, the message in their smiles comes through loud and clear.
I get questioned a lot, do I feel like my students are going to graduate and get jobs in the agriculture sector? And the reality is that they probably aren't. But my goal is to use ag, which is a super engaging activity. My students love to be outside. They love
the animals, they love the plants, their health improves, and I'm using the platform of agriculture to improve their overall life quality.
We asked Rachel about ways to make a farm or a community garden more accessible. She said concrete is important because it provides a smooth surface. And as she mentioned in the story, contrast in colors helps those who are visually impaired.
You know, they're working on an area at the Ag Center with raised beds on concrete. But since the concrete is gray, they don't want to use the standard galvanized metal raised beds. They'll get special painted ones instead.
To the Mariana Green Henry Special Equestrian Arena. After beginning as a pilot program for students from AIDB's Helen Keller School of Alabama, MGH is now world-renowned and accredited by the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship International.
Many years back, my sister, Mariana, she loved horses and she loved children. We lived in Birmingham, and she actually volunteered for an equestrian program called Special Equestrians Incorporated.
Pat Green, along with his wife Marilyn and son Tim, founded, built, and raised money for the program in honor of his daughter, Mariana Green Henry.
My father found a farm in Talladega, Alabama, and retired. And my sister kind of put two and two together and said, look, we've got this big farm, we've got an outdoor riding ring. It's been her dream to start a program of her own.
Mariana encouraged them to begin hosting hippotherapy classes for students from the Alabama Institute for Deaf and Blind. Her ultimate dream was to build a facility that would provide various equine therapy programs to children with disabilities. Tragically, Mariana passed away at 31 before she could see her dream become a reality.
As a family, we had to decide what we were going to do, just let this fall by the wayside, or were we going to pursue this in her name, in which we did.
MGH offers a variety of therapeutic programs to AIDB students, such as hippotherapy, therapeutic riding, Riders Club, recreational riding, equine assisted learning, and a student worker program. These activities are designed to help students exercise static muscles, improve balance and motor skills, improve verbal skills, and build self-esteem, confidence, and pride.
My name is Deborah Green. I grew up here because I'm part of the Green family, and I'm actually interning here right now. Because I grew up here and I got to be around these kids and see how amazing it is, it really inspired me to become part of it myself, and now I'm on the path to get certified and be an instructor. It's just amazing. Amazing to see how much confidence they get from just being on the horse.
You're gonna lean forward and give your horse a hug. Right leg over towards me. Way over. And down. Can you give Roger some love? Go love on him. He's a sweet boy. Did he do good for you?
The students learn so much here that they wouldn't get in other settings. The horses are just magic when you bring the students in.
The most important thing is the horse and their movement. And that movement pattern we can utilize 2 or 3 days from now on the playground, in recess, at PE, and just help promote that overall quality of life for our students.
I like the way they walk.
Horse is a very big animal. It can be very scary, but to go from that and then being able to ride and even ride independently if they get to that level. So I think that's probably the biggest thing in the world, is that you can do anything.
Volunteers are the backbone of our program. We have a staff of about 6 people, and we're trying to serve 3,500 sessions. 6 people cannot do that, so volunteers are everything to us, and they are the backbone of our program.
I've been volunteering here for this is my 21st year, and I come here, well, primarily for the kids, just to watch them face the challenges and meet the challenges they face here. They learn a skill here, and they think, well, if I can do this, I can do something else.
My favorite thing to do is trot and do the obstacle course. When I'm here, I feel limitless.
My name is Taylor Gannon. I've been riding horses for 4 years. I like learning the different skills and how to take care of the horse. Right now I'm training for the U.S. Games in Orlando, Florida. It makes me feel like I have more confidence when I'm in control of the horse. It makes me feel really excited and proud of myself.
MGH carries on the AIDB tradition, proving that together we are deaf, blind, limitless.
In April, a few members of the Southern Dames took a field trip to AIDB in Talladega, Alabama. We visited the Industries for the Blind, Gentry, and the Equestrian Center, also the Joe Tom Armbruster Ag Center. At the Equestrian Center, Mr. Green gave us a tour of the facilities. We were able to see our donations at work with the new lights in the riding arena. We were very impressed with all the products being made at the Alabama Industries for the Blind.
Screen print, and then our embroidery section. Our embroidery section, we have contracts exclusively with Troy for both screen print and imitations. Right now we're doing about 5,000 a month of those.
Our tour guide took the time to explain how duffel bags made at Gentry are used by the U.S. military. And we did get to squeeze in a fun lunch. At the Joe Tom Armbruster Ag Center, we were able to see the new hen houses and the track chairs. Teacher Rachel, she sent pictures of her students from Helen Keller to share. Here's Carson using a new track chair. And specialized equipment helps with the planting. And of course, we don't mind dirt, do we? And I have to share some of my ex-students in the FFA at the Alabama School for the Blind. And there's Miss Rachel and my students when she brought her baby cow. And some of the students playing in the band. And of course the cheerleaders. And please note, these are low vision or blind children. And the best part is graduating. After our tour, I believe we all agree with AIDB's motto, deaf, blind, and very limitless.